back some COD Mobile goats. We've got the man himself, Verdict, who's going to be casting every COD Mobile event for the rest of mankind. Little B, who he dropped a rank nuke today. You know, Little B dropped a rank nuke today, and then we got the goat himself, Tectonic, joining us on the spawn. So today we got a lot of stuff to break down. Obviously, Mobile Mayhem playoffs. We'll touch on that a little bit, but main focus is going to be on CDFI, as obviously there's a lot of COD Mobile action going on over on the eastern side of the world. So we'll be talking through that. Verdict, how you feeling?
I have not been better in a very, very long time. I gotta say, my time is finally here. I'm back. I got a chance to get on the stage with you guys tonight for Mobile Mayhem. It feels good, right? I feel great. I got Saturday action with Masters. We got some more events lined up. The future could not be brighter. All just needs everything else just to come together, and I'm super excited to be back here on the spawn.
All right. Tech, your team looked good. You know, they had a really tough match tonight that I think they missed you on that search and destroy because there's no reason that they should have been in overtime versus Aura. But how you feeling?
I mean, I'm good. I know the team's good, but that was just that was just them having fun, so I can't even be mad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, Little B, what's up? How we feeling?
Yo, I'm chilling, man. Good to see Verdict back. You know, get was sick, right? Had something.
Yeah,
right,
I had something. I had something.
Yeah, something. So good to see Verdict back. Good to see Tech here. Good to see Bobby. Yo, I dropped a rank nuke today. I'm really proud of myself. Feeling really good. Pumped. Hey, man, chilling.
All right. I'm gonna be honest. I'm very sad that Zim is not here because I was really looking forward to arguing with him about CDFI predictions. But you know, we got lots of stuff to cover. I think first thing, I think we can touch a little bit on the Tribe versus Mayhem matchup. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch that.
Yeah, I saw that game.
Yeah, I seen it.
Any immediate thoughts, whether that be off the hard point or the S&D?
First initial reaction, Roballo, wake the hell up. What's going on over there? I don't know what the hell is going on, bro. How do you go like double negative?
You're down bad when Little B is jumping down your throat, bro.
Okay, no, but like, okay, I know. Hey, I'm not trying to diss Roballo. I'm just giving like criticism because, you know, he really needs it. I don't know what's going on with him. You know, it's not looking too good. I mean, 19 and what? 40 something? 19 and 40. I mean, I know he's the main objective player.
His team won though, right? How upset could you be with his performance at the end of the day?
I mean, his team won, but just like, you know, I just unacceptable numbers from, especially coming from Roballo, you know. I mean, before stage 4, like he was probably, I was calling him like one of the best players in the world, and then now dropping those kind of numbers, kind of sus.
Well, I mean, everyone's gonna have their bad games. You have to be optimistic with that.
Yeah.
All right, Tech. What was your take on the matchup?
When one of your SMGs are performing that poorly, but they're getting the job done in the objective, I'm gonna be a little bit more specific with it. How frustrating is it if you're not winning the game?
If you're not winning the game, shoot. I think we all seen what happened in group play. But I mean, some games are bound to happen that way. It's unfortunate. Like, yeah, Roballo had a bad game, but you have to look at how overall Tribe played. They played phenomenal, and there's no doubting that. They still took the win with someone going almost. He was triple neg at one point, but still going double neg. So can you really be that upset at it? Like, there's potential for that team to get even better. And Mayhem didn't have their best showing. Everyone kind of quotes them as like the LAN team, but how long can that be the saying, you know? Well, like Mayhem has to be more versatile online and offline.
Until the next time they get on LAN and people prove that they're not a LAN team. Like, I don't.
Yeah, but on stage 5, the biggest stage of the year, I don't know. I won't put all my eggs in the basket for that.
I think it becomes a point where you're questioning consistency more than anything. Commitment. I think it becomes a little bit more of accountability when you're performing under, you know, expectations. When you're off stage, when you're on stage, that's the norm now. That's the expectation. How do you perform outside of that? I think I have to question, like, is there a lack of commitment when they're playing online, or is there a lack of seriousness? I honestly, I don't think I want to dig too deep into it because it is just mobile mayhem at the end of the day. So in a best of 3 format, I think they got to get used to it, though. I think they got to get used to being able to perform in every situation. They can't be great until they iron out those kinks.
I mean, it's really weird because I mean, every team that Jesus is always involved, it's always got to be like, I mean, 2021, 2022, the team he's always been in is always like a hard work, put the work in, nonstop grind. So it's kind of weird coming this year out of nowhere if they're actually doing that. So I don't know if it's consistency or just Tribe and other teams are just getting on their game. So
I mean, I don't think for that squad in particular, I don't think it's a work issue because from everything that we heard,
they're workaholics.
I was gonna say, like, if anything, I think they probably work too much. From what I heard, they were putting in like 9 hours a day leading up to stage 4, and that's probably a big reason why they performed as well as they did, because they put that much work in. I don't know if they've continued to put that much work in, and maybe they need to like pump the brakes a little bit and take a break. Obviously, now is probably not the time to do that, especially with stage 5 a month away. But that team, no question, is going to put the work in. I think most of us agree that even heading into stage 4, like, Tribe had the more talented team. They just fell apart when it mattered most, which is another thing that I think could be something that we could talk about, because I think one thing that's been talked a lot, especially with CDFI, is like, oh, they need to change the format. They need to add a wild card, add a point system, whatever, so that teams like Elevate, aka former WPM, have a chance to get in, because they're winning tournaments all year long.
Yeah,
like the earlier tournaments should qualify, which is an interesting take, because I think that CDM does it really well, because the way that they do it is they have teams that qualify based on points throughout the year, and then they have the team that qualifies based on the final tournament. I think the tough thing is there any realistic way that we ever have a CDM type format in all the other regions of COD Mobile?
Like CDFI or CDM?
No, CDM, where you have like leagues running year round, because that's what they use to qualify for stage 5.
I think that would be the
awesome.
ultimate goal.
Yeah,
I think
it would be
because
awesome,
it would create an engaging community that is consistently following a storyline. It's great from a caster standpoint, but it's also important for when you do have days like you had for Robalo, right? Your team has one of those days. You could just brush it under the rug and just come back to the next scoring system, as long as you're continuing to stay on pace.
I mean, yeah, hopping on that, it's like the CDL format like actually brings out like the best team overall, just like consistency-wise, because with COD Mobile, it's like you have one big event that basically is the most important event, and if you have a bad day, you can be ending up like a Galoris or like a Glory or like a what's the new team, Elevate. So
that's the thing though, like at the end of the day, it can always come down to a bad day. Like if that bad day ends up like in literally any competition, if the bad day ends up being whatever it is, like if you played the freaking NBA, you have a bad day when it's game 7 of the finals, like you're done for. So I think like that's one issue with the approach that a lot of people are having to it. Is like, oh, it's one bad day, but like in any level of competition, in anything that you ever compete in, there's always going to be like, you have to compete at the highest level when it matters most. Like that's what makes all-time greats. Like they may not be the people that average the best stats in the regular season, whatever it is. But people that get remembered are the ones that win.
Yeah, I agree on that. But it's like with CDL, it's like you have how many majors till champs? 4 or 5 majors, and each of those are like still like S tier tournaments, and they're on stage in front of your crowd. So it's like, if you have 5 bad days on 5 of those events, then yeah, you're crap, you're dog shit. But like, it's like really hard to be like a really good team and to choke on those kind of situations, because eventually you won't be having, if you actually put in the work, you won't be having those bad days, so you can perform when it matters. So.
Tech, as a player, like, what are your thoughts on this?
I feel like a lot of people have like this conception that consistency is probably one of the easiest things to do in comp. You're always gonna have bad days, and that's what I try to tell anyone. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I'm in a slump. I don't know what's going on," and it's like they'll base it off of just one bad day. I've had teammates do it. I've had people on other teams ask me like how to fix it. Like even I myself, I have good days and I'll have good weeks. There's some days where it's just like I'm not playing how I usually play. But then it comes down to like a mental gameplay. Can you overcome it? Are you comfortable with, making the changes needed to actually be better? Take it on the shoulder. Like, what was it? Even though I won Worlds, like I'm still remembered for like the Wolves series. I didn't have the best Wolves series leading into like end of day 2, but it's like we won. I was able to pick it up. Then went into day 3 with a clearer mindset and just moved on. Like you can't let yourself just dwell on things like that.
I thought you were known for the dual akimbo birds. No? Okay, that's related, but not the same. I got it.
I mean, these fingers were up. So.
Oh! Yeah. Akimbo was banned. We still let it fly. Love it.
All right. Well, I guess moving on to the CDFI things and everything that's happening over there, I think most people are probably somewhat familiar, but looking at the results we've seen so far, there's definitely been a lot of surprises. I think one of the big storylines is honestly the struggles across the board for Stage 5 teams. I think the exception of that being maybe Volt, but they lost earlier today up against Elevate, aka former WPM. So I don't know if there's any teams in particular that have stuck out to you guys so far in CDFI Tech. I know that you've watched a good bit of it, but definitely the surprising ones have been Elevate, who we expected to perform well because they always perform well in group stages. But the new Omega roster has definitely been a very interesting one as well. It's been basically a combination of Omega and Blacklist, and I believe they're still undefeated too.
Yeah, both teams are 3-0 currently.
Which of those has impressed you more?
If I was have to pick one, I'd have to go with the Omega roster because you got to think they were recently put together. This Elevate roster has been together. They were performing well. They had a bad day when it was just when it mattered the most, like other teams, but they're still performing. Like they bounced back, they moved on, they took it on the chin. But this Omega roster was recently put together, whole new ballpark, and they are just coming into teams that have been together for months to a year. Like look at Wolves, and they just completely are storming them. Like it's not even close. Like you have close games, but then it's like this team shouldn't be doing that to, like, let's say Wolves.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think I don't know. I think to a degree, Wolves have not really looked like themselves either. So that's something I take into consideration because the whole drama with Island and whatever's going on with them has definitely been interesting. But at the same time, I think what they've done is definitely more impressive given the situation that they're sitting in right now, and the way they've been able to perform in such a short amount of time is not something that we've seen very much, if at all. Just feels like it always takes so long for these newer teams to find chemistry and to find a way to click together, and it really has not been an issue for them. Verdict, Lobby, have you guys had much of a chance to watch either of those?
I've read up on some of the issues, and I hate to see a team like Wolves have any kind of struggles. Just knowing what they did last year and a majority of them still being together. Is it an Island thing, or is it, you said it's a chemistry thing? They're rotating that roster, right?
So
they lost King,
Island
right?
had
No, King's back.
Island
he went to retirement and came back.
Okay, he debated.
Wait, who are we talking about?
We're talking about King.
Okay. Yeah, King. King's back. Island is suspended. And from what I've heard, everybody thought he was going to be returning for Stage 5, but apparently that is not necessarily the case anymore.
What is with these Chinese teams having big issues like this. First, it was Q9, and they had a knockout roster. Or was it who was it? DPG? Who was it that they had like a knockout roster?
DYG,
yes.
No, and then
they had
Yeah.
oh my god, like the most unstoppable roster, and then one player has a meltdown, and everything just kind of like comes. It seems to be a trend right now.
So
the only thing that's holding
I think they're kind of divas
back is that region.
I think gamers are kind of divas in China.
I think I really think what's happening in China, especially with Chinese players, is that Chinese esports is considered like a really like it's basically like a full time like you gotta put 110%. A lot of like
it's not frowned upon like most regions,
exactly,
right?
and especially like for Asian culture, it's like especially COD Mobile in Asia, especially in China, is really big. A lot of fan base, a lot of viewers. There's a lot of expectations, and I feel like they're just overworking themselves because Chinese like I feel like the Chinese team just like they just like basically just overcook themselves basically until they get burned out, and then so when things don't go right, it goes on a full meltdown.
It gets drastic. Okay.
It gets full meltdown. So that's what I think right now. But can we talk about like a wash central here for a second with the Garena teams? The Garena teams are going to stage 5. They're both 1 and 2 right now, right? Pretty sure.
I believe
they're
so.
both like barely surviving in their
2.
groups, which is just crazy because like they're Kagandra and Powerhouse were looking really good. They smoked freaking they were playing really good against Elevate, and Elevate's 3-0 right now. So I don't know what's happening there, but like I think the 2 top Garena teams are going to stage 5, and Wolves, and maybe possibly Q9, especially them losing the Volt. I gotta put them in the washed.
I don't think you can say they're washed. Like,
I wouldn't say they're washed.
Especially given the fact that this is online, I don't think you can like 100% say.
With it all being Hong Kong servers.
Yeah, Hong Kong servers. Now, with that being said, there are some matchups that like probably should not be as close as they are for some of these teams. I wouldn't say that they're washed.
It's still worrisome though. It's still worrisome.
It is worrisome. I will say I don't know that I feel like the 2 best teams qualified, but that's another thing to take into consideration is like, is your team going to perform well under pressure? And so even though like most people wouldn't have picked Kagendra and Powerhouse to win Garena stage 4, like they performed the best under pressure. So would you rather have the team that's the most talented is going to win a bunch of group stage games, or would you rather have the team that is going to stay mentally tough in those difficult situations and still give you a better chance when it comes to the championship?
I want both. Is that hard to ask for?
You can't have both. Well,
okay.
Not in Garena.
Okay. Well, obviously obviously not. That is just such a tough question to answer. Obviously, you can't have Elevate. We've got Kagendra. We've got Powerhouse. We're judging them because all eyes are on them, not just because they're stage 5 contenders, but there's the representatives of their region completely, and they have vastly underperformed outside of that stage 4. I think we can kind of look at it like we look at Tribe going into that stage 4 finals. Surely they made the cut, but they look bad. Like they didn't even look like they deserved to be there at that instance. I don't know if Kagendra and Powerhouse are at that level, and you guys can inform me as much as well, because I stepped away a little bit. I haven't really followed, but just hearing what you guys are saying, I'm kind of getting those vibes right now, which means it's setting expectations for them to not perform in stage 5.
I mean, they performed really well in their stage 4. That's how they got Elevate or Wolves or Elevate eliminated contention to stage 5. So I won't really compare it, but I get where you're coming from. Where like, I don't know if this is the inconsistency or like them just like, oh, we made it stage 5, we're chilling, boys, or like they're trying to like maybe like just not show strats for in stage 5,
Okay.
But yeah, I get where you're coming from with that.
I don't know. I think part of it is, and this is something we talked about off broadcast, but Clove has not really looked because in CDSI, we were talking about Clove being a top 5 player in the world, like maybe the best SMG in the world. He has not looked remotely like that in either Garena Stage 4 or in what we've seen in CDFI so far. I think he's started to play a little bit better in CDFI, but once again, not that same level of dominance, not the PJ level of dominance that we've seen from him on that Elevate roster. And I don't know if there's other things outside of that, but I will say that it does seem like if they can get him in the form that he was in during CDSI alongside the roster that they've got playing right now, like this could absolutely be a top 5 team, because the rest of the other 4 players that they had on that roster were getting cooked for the entirety of CDSI, and they didn't look super hopeful at all. So the fact that they were able to make it this far through with Clove not really looking all that great, I think means there's a lot of hope for them. I would say I'm probably a little bit more concerned about Powerhouse, because this is a roster that, like we've talked about, has been together for a long time, and you know what to expect out of them. So I think especially at this stage of competition, you expect a little more consistency for them.
Can I make a huge take here?
Sure.
It might be a bad take or might be a good take. You guys can judge me on that. I told this to Tech earlier. I think with the Garena teams and just Eastern in the whole, I still feel like they didn't learn on their mistakes from Stage 5. The only team that I feel like that actually like adjusted and actually like they put in consideration is Elevate, because it's like the same old as last year. It's just nonstop action, aggressive. But when I look at Elevate play, they always switch it up. Sometimes they play really aggressive. Some players are playing like really passive, like a hybrid, like most of the Western teams play. So I feel like with all the inconsistency, like we're like the top 2 Greeny teams are, not doing good in CDFI, Q9's losing to Volt, and like Wolves not performing as well, as I feel like they're still going with that, ego challenge, nonstop action, like 2 rocks colliding each other. It's nothing like nobody's, switching up their playstyle. So that's what I think. And I feel like they're still not adjusting from like what they learned from last year with the Western and Eastern battle. That's what I think. I don't know if you guys want to add on to that.
What do you think are the lessons that they learned then?
With Elevate playing, I feel like Elevate like they could switch up their playstyle. Obviously they have some psycho SMGs like PJ, but like their ARs are playing like super stationary. Like they like literally like, I'm not gonna like they play like Tech, like they just play really stationary, with the growl. They're actually holding lanes for the team, not just nonstop action. It's like if you compare their pace on how they play versus other like Garena and Chinese teams, it's way slower pace. And I feel like that's why they're looking so dominant right now with the 3-0.
Well, I mean, most teams kind of play to their region's strong suits, right? So if you look at teams like regions like LATAM, Garena, China, they all have this very fast playstyle. That's the playstyle they play year round. To kind of go based off of like a 3-day competition and just adapt off of that solely, like, yeah, they have plenty of time in between the year, but then it's like, do you really want to change all that? And then it's like, what if it doesn't work in your region?
I mean, Elevate. I mean, obviously they had a bad Stage 4, but just how they perform right now is like showing that it's working, doing that adjustment. So.
Oh, it's definitely strong whenever you have PJ dropping like 50 kills. Like it's the same as like Inco with Lucas. It's like if you have someone dominant to just control the whole map, yeah, you're gonna shine. Yeah. I don't think that's necessarily like they learn from NA's playstyle.
I'm not saying only from CDSI. I'm saying like just like throughout the whole year. I feel like them not playing Stage 5 last year, they like bought it and seen how like the NA, especially the NA and LATAM teams play, and they've like adjusted into it. That's why they were so dominant this year, just like rolling all the Garena teams because they were adjusting that to their play style. I don't know if you guys realize, but I feel like their play style, like they have super standard like AR players. I could see it from NA like similar to NA players.
And
like
very
AR
aggressive
AR,
SMGs.
and really aggressive SMGs like PJ and stuff. Especially adapting with Tech's growl.
You're literally describing what like Tribe's play style, because you got a fast player in solo, and then you got a very passive player, just not necessarily an AR, but you got Space, who is definitely gonna be holding the lane.
Yeah, I don't think there's many space type players in Garena. I think I do agree to an extent. I think you saw it a lot in stage 4 for Garena because literally everybody's map pick was Summit. Like probably 75% of the first games were on Summit just because like that's where the SMGs are gonna thrive. Like it's just nonstop chaos, push everything. And I agree to an extent. I do feel like Kagendra, even between what we saw in CDSI and now, have improved a lot in their ability to play passive. Because it's at Reef, I believe Reef is their main AR, and he's been like the guy that's really been popping off for them. So I think that the Garena teams have done it well. To be honest, I feel like the Chinese teams are the ones that haven't really, from what I've seen, made the necessary changes just because. I think especially when it comes to the hard point, they're so discombobulated, and you don't ever see them like they won't ever double shell anything. Like everything is individual gunfights, and if there's going to be somebody reinforcing a hard point, it's going to be somebody that was like way off in a different situation already. So I feel like the Chinese teams are the ones that are most in need of a change, and I think especially after watching. Q9 get 3-1 by Volt. Obviously, you can make the argument that it's the Japan curse or whatever it is, but I think probably the most concerning region for me right now is Japan, is China, because it feels like there's a lot of question marks around some of the top teams that we thought were going to be locks heading into this.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, based off of everything that's happened so far, I think we built that region up to be just so. We expect him to be at least a top 3 finisher, and off of everything that I see right now, I don't see that happening. Q9 might be able to surprise us, but it's not going to come out of Wolves, and it's not going to come out of SPG. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely not SPG.
No.
So am I hearing, was that a good take or a bad take? Was that?
I think we all need to reevaluate our tier list for.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
It's all going up.
Okay, we're gonna schedule
especially
that
given the
next
fact
time,
that
then.
CDFI is happening like on Hong Kong servers.
Yeah.
So like the Chinese teams, like if anybody should have an
I mean, they should be wrecking this.
Yeah.
There's no way you're dropping this ball.
Yeah, Eastern teams they're just super inconsistent. Like they're just all over the place. I mean, yeah, servers, but yeah, as I agree with Bobby, China.
I mean, they're just handing the West championships right now.
Yeah.
That's
China
basically what they're doing.
I don't see an issue with that.
Yo, so like,
that's what I was about to say. I was like,
Text like stop giving them feedback. Just let them keep doing it.
Yeah.
Just let them keep doing
exactly.
it.
Shut up! You're speaking logical.
The thing that about like me in particular is I always want to see the competitive scene grow in some sort of way. So to see China, which is probably one of the more watched regions, one of the more competitive regions as a whole, to see like their top teams just like go on this constant decline. Like Wolves started this year fantastic, same as like what I guess we could say
it was
WPM.
DYG.
And like DYG before that, it's like they had a fantastic start, but now we are here. Now here we are at the end, and it's like now you can't let it slip. Because what was it? Wolves was like 4-0ing everyone, and then out of nowhere, Q9 what was it 4-3, and then it was a 4-0 the next time they played.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know if complacency. I might be saying that word wrong. Complacency. I was saying it wrong. I don't know if that struck for Wolves and they just got comfortable where they were. And now teams like Q9, AG are just up there. Like AG, we're not going to see them. We're going to see SPG, which is probably one of the better S&D teams. But like AG, 3-1 powerhouse. Like I don't think I didn't expect that.
No.
Everyone knows that's like the old Q9 roster.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, that team was also just thrown together. So it's like all these teams that are just being forced to play and with little to no chemistry, they're making it work somehow. I don't know how, but it's just working.
And everybody's gassing AG as the old Q9 roster, but that was the Q9 roster that literally was in 5th place and didn't even make it to playoffs for their first part. Mm-hmm. Like it's not like it was a good Q9 roster. That was the pieces that they got rid of, and then all of a sudden Q9 ended up being the #1 team in China. So it's not like it was like really good players that they just had to part ways with. Like those are the players that they had to get rid of in order to be able to improve. I'm not saying they're not good players, but there's people acting like they were top 2, top 3 when they were with that roster. They weren't even making playoffs in CDM. So
I feel like China has like probably the worst adaptability or like in-game adjustments, especially in their respawns. Like just like how like I know it's like their region, they have to play around their region. It's just nonstop action. But I feel like, you know, sooner or later, especially with all the coaching staff they behind them, like I know the Chinese team have like 40 people behind their whole team. So, you know, I would expect like an adjustment or like, you know, maybe like a Chinese team just try something like how the Garena player, like especially what Elevate's doing, like have some post up people, just like hold lanes. That's all you gotta do and let the SMGs go to work. But they're still doing that like ego maniac rush in, get blasted or blast out a guy. You know, it's like it's the same old. You know, it's what we saw last year. So they gotta fix some stuff up.
I mean, they're confident in their mechanical skills. Like I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Like what is it? Like
work.
Wolves won't let anyone in if they don't play 5 fingers. I think that's literally a rule for Wolves.
Wow.
Interesting. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I'm not playing Wolves then. Huh?
Because you probably play 4 fingers, right, Tag?
Yeah.
Yeah, I play 4.
I feel like 90% of the comp
Space
team.
is the only crazy one that plays with like 20 fingers.
And then,
Yeah, I mean,
and then Band plays with like 3, right?
Yeah.
I feel like going past 4 is like you would make 5 work on a phone, but going past that, like Spacey does 6, 5. I personally feel like it's excessive, especially because you don't want to overcomplicate the game. For some people it just works. For Space it works.
Man got his.
You go.
Man got his middle finger to switch his guns, dude, bro.
Yeah. No.
It works though. It works for him.
It does, man.
And he's been playing well. There's no denying about that.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people hate on Space for no reason.
I think Space is the only one that gets away with that, bro. Space has got like those little bony fingers. They're long. They're very, what's the word? He can move them really quick. You know, they're swifty, right? I don't know. I just feel like he would be like that kind of stature. He could get away with that.
He's a little nerd, dude. He knows all the nooks and crannies, dude. He's one of those like the Marshy, like, you know, one of those like, you know.
No, Marshy's in his own category, bro.
Yeah, but he's like one of those players who's got to take every single advantage. You know, even 1 FPS, you know, will make a difference. You know, it's like just, you know, players are like that.
See, the difference between them, Space will tell you how it's done. Marshy's just like point, shoot, aim and shoot. That's it. That's how I win. I just aim and shoot. I mean, it's easy,
1v3. He's like, I guess, man.
That's the difference.
All right. Well, I'd say the other big surprise has obviously been Volt, in the fact that they did take down Q9. So obviously a lot of people attributed that to the curse and the fact that for some reason Q9 just cannot seem to defeat Chinese teams for the last, or Japanese teams for, I think CDSI, they got knocked out by a Japanese team. And then World Champs for 2021 and 2022, they got knocked out by a Japanese team as well.
Yep.
How much credit do you give to Volt in the win, and do they look mechanically like a top team right now? Like in CDFI?
I think it's a mental block.
You think it's a mental block?
I still think Volt is playing fantastic, actually.
I think they look really good. It did feel like there was a substantial gun skill difference up against Elevate today, though.
Like, I don't know what
I wouldn't put. My bad. You go.
You're a good tech.
No, we want to hear from you, Tech. Let's hear you first.
No. Go Lobby.
God. All right, but like what I was trying to say is that Bolt, Tech go. God damn, I forgot.
Fumble in the bag.
This is why we wanted to hear from you, Tech.
Okay, so the thing about Volt is if you look at Dolaki and Unlucky, they're probably, without a doubt, the 2 best players on that team. Dolaki has been like their main AR, and he's kind of, I know he's a quote unquote, he watches my playstyle a lot, and I think he understands how to play the AR role to almost perfection. And then Unlucky respawn sniping is insane. And then it's like those 2 can make it work, but then it's like you need, let's say, the fillers to like fill it in. If you're having those inconsistencies like that, then it'll make Vault look bad. But for them to take wins off of Q9, we're not going to sit here and act like yeah, the Japan curse is what it's all about. Q9 is still a fantastic team. Q9 could beat Vault.
Yeah, 100%.
But Vault, even though they may not look like the strongest team mechanically, and this is what everyone sees, KDs and all this other stuff, their teamwork is probably more efficient than some of the teams in there. Elevate's been playing out of their mind, teamwork and everything, gun skill. Comparing Elevate to Vault, it's like there's levels, right?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think, also the other thing is apparently their manager tweeted that Mick's not going to be able to get his visa for China. So he's going to get taken out of the rotation as well. So as far as CDFI expectations, I think that probably puts a block for them. But I think a big reason that we talk as much about CDFI as we do is just because of this being like our first taste of Stage 5 before Stage 5. So you have the assumption that Mick's going to be there for Stage 5, and that's the most important thing for that squad. But I think 100% it definitely does look like when Delaki and Unlucky are playing at their best, they look nearly unbeatable. Yeah, I agree with Tech's breakdown of that. That does make a lot of sense. Verdict?
W
L
little b.
Yeah.
Bro, y'all ruined my flow. I had a good
Little
question.
B's the superstitious one in here.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, I'm not trolling. I'm actually giving a good reason.
I believe that you believe what you're saying, which is good.
Okay.
What
I was gonna say,
you, Bobby.
What were you gonna say, Libby?
I was gonna say that Volt, I swear, they're like. So do you guys know what like the history behind the Japan guys? I know like they beat him in all their freaking games, but like, is that it? Is that like just like they've always been just like Crypto Knight?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if that's
Q9.
the case, then I feel like if that's
Q9.
the case, dude. Volt, I swear, Volt just like one day decide to like, all right, we're gonna bot the crap out of Q9 and we're gonna just blast these guys, Like I don't know what's happening because as Tech said, there's levels to this thing, and we all saw that Volt versus Elevate, whole different ballpark. So, yeah.
Well, that was part of the thing for me is like questioning is Q9 or is China as good as we thought they were, because obviously Q9 beat Wolves and everything, but Wolves have looked so inconsistent all over the place that you don't really know what to expect because they get 3-0'd by a brand new Omega squad. Like you can maybe expect that they're going to lose the respawns, but for them to lose the search and destroy as well on Hong Kong servers is a massive red flag. I think that's probably like the biggest red flag that Wolves could possibly get is the fact that you're losing S&D to a brand new squad when you've got the ping advantage. So I don't know. I think that's another reason that I have a lot of concerns about China and whether or not they'll be able to be consistent. Not saying that I think Q9 are not good, like I said previously, but I don't know. We've heard all these tales about like Uling being an absolute god, and people can't believe that he's like not hacking in scrims before Stage 5, and then we get to Stage 5, and he's never really had a breakout performance. So I think there's a lot of eyes on him to kind of cement his legacy, because right now he's considered the GOAT of COD Mobile China just because of everything that he's done, but not much of that has really translated to the world stage.
And I think this is the best year to do it too. Like, have y'all had a chance to break down the format for Stage 5? Like, have we done that live on broadcast yet? Because it's best of threes.
Can you break it down? Like, what? I don't even know how you would break it down. You can't predict anything.
It's what is it? It's.
Are you just saying like, have we talked about it? And I don't think we've talked about it.
Have we talked
about it? Now that I think about it, yeah, we probably should talk about it.
How does that? What advantages does it have for teams that
do? It's definitely a disadvantage for the Chinese teams because you don't get two S&Ds in there.
I like how you brought it up. I like how you already brought it up because my boy Cali's like India's the best hope of the Eastern Division, dude. That means Vitality's gonna win and Bobby's gonna go bald. So let's get it.
Let's go!
I would put so much money on Vitality. Put my house on it.
Hear me out though. Like, how does that not advantage Q9 if they're that inconsistent? What if they have like their god day, you know, and they like blast everyone because it's only single elimination in playoffs, right?
I mean, that can
So
happen
no
for anybody, though, you know?
Yeah, even
God.
Vitality, so you know, possible.
What's the first? When was the last time we had a COD event with a grand finals or a playoff even, and it not be double elimination? That's a huge miss.
I don't think COD Mobile has ever had a non-double elim.
I don't think I haven't seen a CDL format or CWL even to that extent. You'd have to go back at least 10 years.
When tournaments were made.
I
exactly.
think it's troll because I mean it's like good. All the teams that are not like contenders are like smiling right now. All the contending teams know it's kind of like not right because having one bad series, like you guys saw from Tribe last year.
Yeah, exactly.
They lost.
If you look at
Tribe does not win 2022 champs in a single elimination bracket.
As a matter of fact, there is not a single grand champion or grand finals champion going back to 2021 except for that Tribe team. I don't think anybody else has won champs that hasn't gone through the losers bracket. In Eastern 2021, didn't they have Blacklist who won?
Yeah. Well,
and the loser.
I believe so.
I think Blacklist came.
We'd have to check it, but I don't think there has ever been like respectively a team that's won. And I know we're still young. You even go back to 2020, the NA championship. It was Tribe in the losers bracket.
Who sent them to the losers bracket?
Almost got a budget.
Exet.
Oh, 2020. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's true.
Yeah, so loser brackets, man. The must.
So this is going to change the whole dynamic.
No, Blacklist came out of the upper bracket.
Okay, Blacklist came out of the upper bracket.
No, but you also have to think as well. That's also as a competitor standpoint. That's also a lot of pressure too. Like Tech, would you have more pressure playing a single elimination than having? Because I know I have a lot of experience with single elimination brackets, and they're the worst format, especially as a player. Because one mistake will like crumble. You know, GG's, goodbye, go home.
Yeah, but that's like the thing with single elimination is like this is gonna really show like what teams are mentally strong and can play in situations like this. Because like, let's say there's one game where it's just like someone absolutely just does horrendous, and they're like, oh my god, you know, I threw, and they just let it eat at them for like the whole time. They're gonna lose. Like there's no sort of like redemption.
There's no bouncing back. No.
Because you can't lose. And if you just like players that are just thinking like, oh, we lost that game because of me, it's just like, well, see you next year.
So who benefits from brackets like this?
Teams that are not contenders.
The worst teams.
Yeah, the teams that are not contenders. Like if I would say put like a
split. You take a look. If we look back at 2022's champs, you have to favor that Luminosity roster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, clearly they were the most dominant.
Yeah.
So I mean, we can't say that it's going to favor the teams that are least qualified.
Well,
we could say it to an extent, but
no, that's not to say that like the worst teams are going to come out of the upper bracket, but it lowers the skill gap basically.
No, there is gonna exactly what he said. There's
it
also
lowers
gonna
the skill gap because it throws RNG in there more.
Yeah.
Like if you have a bad game, if you fumble your map picks or something, like whatever it would be, if you underestimated the way that a team's gonna play that.
Because this could also be a possibility as well.
Right.
Like a good team could match against a good team in the brackets. Maybe a good team might not have good. A good team might not have a good.
What that says right there is you won't see in that fine line at the top. It says you won't see a 3-0 team square off against a 3-0 team until the grand finals. So that is the only good thing out of that. And that's the only good thing.
The Swiss is best of 3, so it's
well, we're back to the drawing board, boys. It's not chalk, but it's chalked.
It's just gonna be
strong suit is an S&D.
It's not gonna feel like, I don't know. It's not gonna feel like Call of Duty. I don't know what it's gonna feel like, but it's gonna be. It's
2023 World Championship speed run. Here we go for this.
I don't know. It's gonna make VODing like that much more important because you're gonna have to know, like, especially because all of the group stages are happening in one day. We're gonna have calculated, and it's 34 matches in one day. So like you're going to have to be perfectly VODed on every single team because you have zero idea who you could be going against because every single matchup is determined by how every other team is doing in their matchups as well.
Exactly.
Oh, look, your comment. This is the best comment I've ever seen in YouTube. It's skill-based matchmaking, stage 5 version. Dead ass. I don't think I could have put it any better. Sinbad. Someone paid this man. Give him a raise. That right there. That is stage 5 right there, buddy.
There we go.
I think stage 5 is going to prove like which teams have the best adaptability.
Yeah, 100%.
Being able to make these little micro adjustments because people are gonna VOD, and people who have bad habits and tendencies to play like the same areas and all, they're gonna get read like a book. So it's like in these situations, can you change your play style fully, or can you adapt to what's going on in that situation to give your team an advantage? That's one thing single elimination is going to bring, and best of 3s. Sucks it's not best of 5s, but it's like, you know, there's no changing it now.
No, there's not.
You have to overcome this obstacle and just move on.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I feel like the best the region that is actually like has a chance or like really smiling right now is the LATAM region. Because they're pretty.
Oh yeah.
They're pretty competitive, especially TLE, bro. TLE winning champs. Oh my god, bro. Oh no, guys.
And they're so hard to combat, especially in a best of 3. By the time you get to game 2, you're already winded from the hard point.
I
There's
feel like
a chance we might see 2 LATAM teams go 3-0.
Yeah, I feel like LATAM's gonna be at one of
that could happen.
Regions. Yeah.
I feel like we don't even know who the best team in LATAM is at this point.
Bro, what do you mean?
It's
TLE, bro.
We haven't seen TLE go against any of the Brazilian teams. We've got Inco losing to Loops in like half the tournaments that they play. Galoris is beating everybody, and they're not even going to be playing in stage 5. Like,
so what is up?
Huh?
What is up with all the teams that didn't make it to stage 5 just like on a redemption arc, like just like, going crazy? Like we got Elevate going crazy. Yeah, true. Maybe that. Yeah, honestly, people not taking them seriously because they're out of stage 5.
Well, it's like you could practice things versus them, and like I'm saying this because we've played teams that didn't qualify, not just Glories, but it's like you can't be like, okay, they're doing this, we know how to counter them already. It's like that's gone, you know?
Yeah.
Because now it's just like, I mean, they're good for us to get better.
Yeah,
not for us to learn about them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to have like a whole breakdown of stage 5 1 week before we get into. And there's not many weeks left, so whatever we got scheduled for future, maybe budgeted in.
Yeah,
I'll be at boot camp, so the whole LG could join.
Oh, that would be chaotic.
Yeah. December 6th, LG flies out. So.
Okay. Oh Lord, you're there for a long time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I saw Igor in chat, and I don't think we ever talked about the India land, did we?
I mean, we knew Godlike was gonna win.
Well, I'm more talking about Vitality going out in 4th.
I mean, them not having Sam's is big.
That's true, but is it 2nd to 4th big?
I mean, Sam's is probably one of the top 3 players in India, so it's like I feel like it is because then it's like who else stands out on that Vitality roster besides Sam's? You might have what, Joko's?
Yeah,
Joko's ain't gonna do it by himself.
That's true. I don't know.
Yo, Igor, I blasted you in rank, by the way. GG.
Who's better, SPG or Vitality?
SPG would smoke Vitality.
All right, exclusive or Vitality?
Exclusive. Sorry.
Exclusive.
Okay, so we're at a consensus that Vitality.
I mean, Bobby, yeah. Vitality is probably.
Yeah.
No, I believe in Vitality winning the whole game because Bobby needs to go bold. So around that, I'll literally bring it up. I have a Vitality jersey. I'll literally wear a Vitality jersey.
Imagine every team was to just sell on purpose for Bobby's boldness.
Just to make me go bald.
I'll literally wear my Vitality jersey at the spawn if we make it.
Vitality just splits the whole prize pool that they earn to every team.
Wait, you got a Vitality jersey?
Yeah, I have a Zywood jersey.
Nice.
Who?
Zywood jersey, CSGO.
Okay.
Yeah, they're big in CS. It's a big org.
Yeah.
It's a really big org. Right org.
All right. That's the thing. That's the reason that I never really watch party any of the India stuff is just because it's so predictable. Which is why it's also a good thing that Godlike has been scrimming outside the region so much earlier than they would have, because I feel like in the past it was like what maybe 1 or 2 months before people started scrimming, and Godlike was already doing it when it was before Garena Stage 4. I think it was before Garena Masters. They were like scrimming against BBC and whatever other teams over there. So obviously the WPM guys have said whatever they've said about Godlike's improvement. Do you think there's a chance, and maybe this expectation changes based off what we've seen with the new format and everything, but do you think there's a chance that they make playoffs?
I feel like they have a chance. Yeah, I feel like Godlike's one of those teams that people are gonna underestimate, because I really think that this year they're looking really strong. Because I've seen Lord's video, and dude, they smoked Elevate in that one game. That's actually pretty crazy. And I saw like how they were playing and stuff, and it was pretty coordinated. It wasn't just like a cluster, everybody's just running around being brain dead. It was actually like they actually had like a plan, and they actually executed it. So
I'm gonna need to see a bracket before I say anything. I'm sorry.
What do you mean see a bracket? There are no brackets. It's all Swiss.
There's no brackets, but it's gonna be you're gonna be pinned up against somebody at some point. Well, there you go. And I need to see that bracket. I need to see who they're going to be faced off. Because if they're playing against, as a number 1 seed, if they're playing against a number 3 Latham, there's no chance they win that first game, that first matchup. So now they're going to be having to face another 0-1 team, and chances they're going to be playing a number 2 seed. And if it's anything outside of in the West at the very least, they're not going to win.
You don't think they beat Exclusive?
Verdict.
I don't know if they beat Exclusive.
Verdict. I don't think
they beat Exclusive. Come on.
Yeah. Verdict.
Hey, after taking a beating from a Latham team, do you really think they're gonna have that momentum? We had that conversation.
No, but Exclusive's gonna be up 0-1 too.
They're EU. They're gonna expect that.
I don't know. I feel like everybody has that mentality.
Really? They've got nothing to lose.
I feel like everybody's mentality of like India just being like, I mean, they are the weakest region coming in, but like them having exactly what you said, nothing to lose, and they've actually like put in some work.
That
comes
got
a
lot going for them. Yes.
Yeah. So I really feel like they can make an upset.
I'm not gassing up Exclusive.
I mean, Exclusive did beat Kings in Mobile Mayhem.
They did. But also
4-2.
It was a Mickey Mouse championship.
I think that is slightly concerning for. I forgot that happened. That was slightly concerning for Kings. I don't think it's necessarily like 100% indicative of like what's gonna happen, but yeah, that's one of those that just shouldn't happen. Because also like if I don't know, what would be the equivalent of that in NA? Like if LG lost Mobile Mayhem to Truly?
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the gap between Kings and Exclusive prior to that was like very, very large. So I wouldn't even feel like comparing it to LG losing to like Tribe or Mayhem. I feel like that would be them losing to Truly.
Yeah, but Truly's still a phenomenal team.
I agree, but also they're not even like.
I think it's a LG versus Aurora.
I'm talking about like the gap.
No way.
No, that's a stretch. That's too big of a stretch.
Bro, they put LG to round 22 or whatever in S&D, bro. Watch out, bro. Watch out. Gotta put respect on their name.
I'm still mad at Vague for extending that as long as he did. His freaking HD40. I don't know. Should we be worried about Kings?
I think we have to kind of debate on that after the Masters this weekend.
I agree.
I agree. Yeah,
that's fair.
Good call, Tech.
Because we can sit here and talk about.
Right?
Yeah, they open up with Mont, and we act like we didn't just watch Kings like absolutely scrub the floor with Europe in stage 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then in group play they lost 2 series. And look, that team, I get it, may not be the best in the world, but they are hands down undeniably the best team in Europe, and it's not even close. Even though we just watched them lose. Well, y'all watched them. I haven't watched EU Mayhem since I left, but I still have a lot of faith in those guys.
Yep.
This is coming from the EU GOAT. He knows the best FEU out of all.
I mean, look, I had no doubts. Shift was and look, I wanted to correct him, but God, I wanted him to have his moment too when he was predicting, and he didn't have Kings in that prediction list that day. I was just like scratching my head. I was like, I don't know. It was something where he didn't pick Kings to win.
Was it in playoffs?
I think he had. I think it was before playoffs. I don't remember it, but I was just like, God, there's. Shift. Someone informed Shift of the wrong intel. There's no way we're not talking about.
We had thinking back. We had a lot of recency bias in the which is fair because none of us watched EU.
Nobody watches EU. It's understandable.
But we had a lot of recency bias. Well, I think we carry that recency bias with Tribe as well. But yeah, it definitely carries significantly when you have all of the matches being played that closely together, and you also don't know how teams are going to perform on the big stage. And, I think it's fair. I will say I predicted Kings to win, and they won. So proof that the curse is not real.
Go. Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to retroactively. Actually, I might have predicted.
Just don't
Animus.
Say anything about anything in Garena.
I might have predicted Animus.
Bobby, just no. Just no, bro. The Bobby curse
we
is
won't talk
actually
about
real.
it. We won't talk about it.
Yeah. Bobby just need to watch and cast over it.
Oh wait.
Any predictions?
No, Tech. I predicted LG wins stage 4 and they won stage 4, so you guys are immune. You're fine.
Nah. Bobby was saying the number 1 seed curse is real, guys. The number 1 curse is real.
I literally proved that it's not real. LG.
True.
Easy.
Facts. God, man, everyone's gonna be scared for stage 5 then. Everybody's gonna be. Everybody, every team.
No. Mm-mm.
Well, Bobby's gonna be making predictions left and right.
I'm gonna curse everybody.
Tech.
I'm not listening to anything.
Tech.
He's taking down everybody with him, bro.
Is the boys in the same page as you though? Because you're mentally strong, but like, is the boys on the same page as you?
I feel like everyone's relatively on the same page. Especially.
You feel like.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't just go into their front.
Shut up.
I can't go into their head and be like, yeah, you're mentally strong, guy. Like, no, they've all played on LAN. This is like second time for them. It's not like this is something new for them, and it's not like they've been in situations where it's like bad for them. Like LG played phenomenal all year round. Tribe had that minor advantage last year, and then look at this year. It's like that LG roster is just working. It's not the same as last year, but still.
No.
But I mean, Ban wants to win. Ban's competitive, even though he might not show it. I know I want to win. Vague wants to win again. It's not like we're going into this like, yeah, we're number 1 out of NA. We won last year. No reason.
Do you think Marshy wants to win?
Marshy wants to win. He'll be like, oh, that's dumb. But Marshy wants to win.
That's such a true statement.
All right, I was just curious if you, because I don't know. I feel like Marshy's the type of guy that could like simultaneously not care whether or not he wins and still perform better than everybody else because he doesn't need that motivation. You know?
No, Marshy is when it comes to game time, Marshy's a whole different breed. Like you literally heard ever since I heard his 2021 comms when they won championship, when he was just yelling, leading the troops. I was like, I've never seen this kind of Marshy. Where did this come from?
Marshy and competitive, whenever it comes down to majors, is something different. Yeah. And I remember this interview that Tribe had back then. They asked Marshy, is like, what do you like strive for in CODM? And Marshy was like, I just want to see my friends and my teammates happy. Like he wants to see them be successful because he knows it makes them happy. And so it's not like Marshy just is like, he'll troll. He's a trolly little a-hole, but it's like, his end goal is definitely to win for his team.
Right. I would like to be a fly on the wall of his brain one day. I just would like to see what goes, like literally what goes on in his mind when things are happening.
God.
I would be astounded.
Content. That would be content.
Yeah, pure content.
I could just imagine that.
All right. One thing I wanted to talk about before we wrap things up, obviously we're not going to do the team builder. I'll save that for next week because I think that'll probably take us a while. Predictions for who makes it into playoffs for CDFI. Obviously, I think there's one team. Interestingly enough, the only 2 Philippines teams have locked in spots so far. I'll throw it up on stream if you guys want to see it. But we have Omega have locked in a spot because they're 3-0, and then Elevate have locked in a spot because they're 3-0. Everybody else up for grabs. For all intents and purposes, I think we can assume that Black Sheep World and King Zone are not going to make it. And I think Powerhouse already beat DYG, and it's top 4 that make it in, right?
DYG, Kingzone, SPG, and Black Sheep World cannot make it. They're out.
Okay.
They're out of contention.
So there's no predicting then.
No, there's prediction. It's top 3 teams, right?
Oh no, it's top 4 from.
Oh, it's top 4.
No,
Yeah,
they're not out, right? I think this just means they're in the bottom 2 spots. If they were out, then it would be highlighted in red.
Well, SPG is going to play Kagindra tonight.
No, they're not highlight. That's just the number.
Oh,
that's
okay,
red.
okay.
It would be
Got it.
like it's
Got
full
it.
green up there. Yeah.
Black Sheep's eliminated then, 100%.
Black Sheep's out.
No, they're not
SPG
out.
has-
That's just because I've clicked on. That's because they don't have a page, so it shows up in red. It would be
honest, they're
like
not beating
highlighted
anybody.
in green, like it is right there.
Oh, I believe, bro.
They out.
They play Q9 and they play Vault. Black Sheep's
Okay,
not qualifying.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
they're
saying
not
you're
qualifying.
predicting. Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm
I agree.
predicting.
I agree.
SPG is going to have to play Kagindra and Elevate. Do we see a world where
I think they
SPG
can beat
beats
Kagindra.
Elevate?
I don't think
They
they
could
beat
beat
Elevate.
Kagindra.
Yeah.
All they have to
SPG
do is
cannot
beat Kagindra
Elevate.
though, because Kagendra's 1 and 2.
Nah, I don't. I
Yeah.
still don't think they beat Kagindra.
You don't think so?
I think Kagindra has got more to prove here because they're trolling. Them and Powerhouse are trolling, so they gotta like turn up, you know. So I feel like they're like,
Wait, they're not trolling.
nah. I mean, they're trolling.
don't
dude.
think
There's
they're-
no way
they're-
they're trolling.
Ping wise, baby. Ping wise, they like them.
You're using trolling in a different sense.
Ping wise, there might be a disadvantage, but there might be a world where SPG has like, you know, ping abuse. They might abuse the Hong Kong ping because they're a Chinese team. So, but I think Kangendra and Powerhouse, like, especially how they're starting CDFI, I feel like they got a lot more to prove and they gotta like wake up, you know, gotta turn up.
I think Kagendra are better than SPG, but I don't think it's a locked-in win. I don't think it's guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
But they did go. They did go down to the wire against Q9, so I guess I would predict Kagendra.
Yeah.
And then DYG's out, King Zone's out.
Hey,
All
bro,
right.
watch out,
Well,
DYG,
we know who's making playoffs. Then who do we think's
watch out,
winning? LAN.
Honestly, I have to see how day 1 of playoffs go, because it's like, you know, once again, like some teams play different online compared to LAN. Elevate and Omega could just absolutely blow it out the waters and not do as well as they are online, which would be crazy. But I feel like after watching day 1, I think you can get a good understanding of where all the teams are relatively at.
Q9 crowd buff.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Q9 crowd buff. I swear 80% like fan base in the last
if
event was Q9. It was
If
just
he's
Q9
going
fan base.
Q9, I'm going Volt then.
Volt? Oh, I see.
taking it.
I see.
Alright, bro.
I see.
Alright, bro. You just trying to
Okay.
trap card me. That's literally what it is. Dude. Grand finals, dude. Bolt views Q9, dude. And Verdict's gonna shove it in my face here.
I want to see Elevate versus Omega.
That would be really
No,
good.
but in real talk, beside crowd buff, I think Elevate's looking really strong. It's Omega. I feel like it's a brand new team. I know they have a strong start, but I feel like one loss is gonna.
Yeah, I think they're in the. I think they're in the honeymoon
mode.
stage.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be like what we saw with Galorus and Animus. Like they don't know how to take a loss, and then first time they take a loss, they'll unravel. I'm not saying they'll unravel, but I think they're gonna have to. I think they'll need a couple tournaments to learn how to take losses in those situations.
For me, it's
Same
Elevator.
that happened in WPM.
Oh, those two.
I think Elevator are going to be on a revenge tour. I think Elevate. I think they win it.
All right, since I'm not trolling, I'm gonna swap mine to Omega then, just to be different.
Wait, you
Go
can't
with
swap.
Omega.
Didn't you say Q9?
Yeah.
That's a good prediction.
Yeah, no, you said
No,
Volt.
he
You
said
Volt.
I said Volt.
He said
Oh.
Volt because he wanted to
Q9.
counter me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Omega then.
Golden.
Okay.
Wait, why? What's the reason?
I just feel like that new roster is going to do something spectacular. They were great in LAN last year. They look great. A majority of those players. I don't
Who's
know.
the one player you're looking for?
I just feel like they're gonna stand out.
Who's the X Factor?
I'm pretty sure only one of those players was at Stage 5 last year, but that's okay.
Well, there we go. They stood with their name. Yeah.
Wait,
Wait,
Whoopi's still on that roster?
Whoopee.
Yes.
Yeah, Whoopi. Yeah,
on that
okay.
roster.
Yeah, Whoopi.
Yeah,
Risky
There's
was
no
not on that
Omega versus
roster.
Whoopi. There's no
Yeah.
Omega versus without Whoopi.
Yeah.
All
Whoopi
right.
bed buff.
All right. So we got one Elevate, one Omega, one Q9. Take.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with Omega.
Oh, what?
Oh,
I'm gonna go with Omega.
he's glazing.
I was just going with
It's not glazed. No.
He's glazed.
On a
I
real
literally
note.
look. I literally made my pick just because I wanted to be different, and I wanted to give Omega the benefit of the doubt.
So
But I
now,
need to hear the
Verdict's
stock
gonna go pick somebody else.
You can
No.
pick someone else. You
I'm
can
sticking
pick
with
someone else.
Omega. I'm sticking with
Okay.
Omega.
All right. Wait.
feel like
Okay. I want to hear
Omega-
Tech's reasoning.
Omega's already at a disadvantage with the ping. Like,
Okay.
what do you call it? They played Wolves, opened up 3-0. I feel like this team, just as Verdict said, even if he was just gassing it or not, can be spectacular, but it's like they have to just be efficient on land. If they do the same thing they can do online on land, I don't think there's an issue with Omega competing with anyone, especially Elevate. And I feel like Elevate versus Omega could be a grand finals that we see.
All right. That would be wild. Philippines Grand Finals in China.
Wow. Dude, that would be like, yo, that'd be crazy.
It's like, think about it. Wolves hasn't been playing phenomenal. Q9 has to get past Volt. And it's like,
They might not have to get past Volt.
Elevate doesn't perform under pressure.
Q9 might not have to get past Volt.
You don't understand, dude. Q9 with freaking Oleg with his crowd buff China on stage, bro. Man turns into a devil. Dude.
Oh
No
yeah,
cap,
he went demon time against Wolves.
He goes
That was something to
demon
watch,
time.
dude.
Yeah. So like, yeah.
So if
no,
Olin
bro.
doesn't perform, then what?
Not Oling, but his whole team. You know, even like I feel like Olin's a good leader where he can lead up the troops even though he's doing bad. Like I mean, if you saw like them 4-0 White Wolf off the map.
Yeah, but we're talking about Oling
like-
having a phenomenal series. If Oling doesn't
No.
do good,
Oling
then
only
what?
had 2 games where he had like pretty mid performances.
Yeah.
And his team, like the young guns, were like blasting. Like I know Sun is that one
Yeah,
guy you want to
because
look at.
Sun in
Sun was
control
going
is just
demon
like
time.
an absolute god.
A menace is a
Yeah,
menace.
he is.
It's like I know experience of just going against respawn snipers on control. It's the most annoying thing to go against. It's just like, especially like AR players if they're hitting their shots. So
I feel like him and Zai are top 2 in China.
Who? Sun
and Zai.
Sun and Zai? I
Yeah.
can see that. I don't know.
and
I feel
something
like
happened to
Zai
Neon.
has also been a little inconsistent lately.
something happened with Neon, too.
Ever since whatever. Oh
No,
yeah,
Neon's been
Neon's just
inconsistent.
Yeah,
MIA.
Neon's been gone. Neon,
He's
I don't
been
know.
MIA completely. I don't know. Wolves. I think Wolves have a lot to figure out for sure. I think Q9 have the most to prove. Wolves have the most to figure out, and SPG are here to have fun.
And that's all they're
SPG
gonna
are
be doing.
decent. They're just not on
all
that
the
level.
all the Chinese teams got a buff because I know for sure if SPG go against like any like Garena team, they got the crowd on their side. So
That's true.
you know.
All right. Any final words before we wrap up the episode?
Nah.
No?
No.
Yo, Tag, you bored, bro? You just there, like I just see your face, just like chilling, dude. Just, like,
No, Tech's just literally processing everything that we're saying.
No,
okay.
actually,
He's just
because like I have
taking
to
it
sit
in.
here and think about it, and then I'm like, well, is what he's saying actually right?
yeah.
Because Little B says some wild things.
What you'll learn is 95% of Little B talk is literally out of his ass.
All right, bro.
75% of mine is too, but it makes more sense.
God damn it. What's
just worded
Bobby?
better.
100%.
There you go.
You're the curse, Bobby. You have 100%.
No, here's the thing. Most of what I say makes sense, but I am affected by the curse. So in retrospect, it
So you do have
looks
a
like
curse.
I didn't know what I was talking about, but in reality, it's just out of my control.
That's the most logical thing I've ever heard. I don't think there's anything that could describe a situation better.
Well, he
That's-
just admitted
that's a great
that
way
in
of
the
digging
curse,
it.
so I would like to stay away from that.
You know, I don't know if
You
ESL's
said
watching.
you
this.
weren't
I
going to be
feel like-
affected. You said you weren't going to be paying attention.
No,
I
I'm
don't
good.
know.
I'm good.
I don't know if ESL's watching the stream or gonna watch the stream, but I feel like, you know, for like there should be in COD Mobile World Championship, there should be an all-star or some kind of show match, you know? I feel like that would be awesome,
that for 2 years, bro.
Like, I feel like
said
if you
that
just,
last year to Sylvia. I said, look, literally get an all-star team together. I know no one's going to be focused on it. Nobody's going to want to do this. But you get people in person. You put together a fun event. People would enjoy the hell out
if you put like a tech Oling and just like them talking or figuring out how to go comms.
Yes,
funny
it doesn't even have to be on stage. We could literally do this in like the event room. We could do this in the hotel lobby, bro.
It doesn't have to be.
Do it in the hotel lobby.
It doesn't have to be serious. It could be like a secondary only game. It could be just like a fun mode. You know, I feel like
just gonna be running again.
Yeah, I feel like
that is cool. That's fine. We want to see that.
As the viewers, they want to see it. You know, it's entertainment. You know, I feel like.
You know how many people watch CDL like 8s on just like 24/7 up until the season starts? Yeah. And they still watch it even after. Like that's what we want to see. We want to see like what it would look like if you teamed with this person for this amount of games. We just want to see it. We just want to watch it. It's greatness.
Exactly. So what 2 teams would you want to see?
I don't want to see 2 teams. I want to see the best from every team.
Yeah.
Okay.
We want to see like
able to take the dream teams that everybody has been asking us to build over the last 4 months, and we want to make them IRL. I want Tectonic. I want Lucasen. I want Swiwa. I want who else do I need? I was gonna say it used to be Clove.
Put like Sun. Put like Sun in there. Like someone from the East.
Freaking Anzai in there, and then somebody else who doesn't speak the same language as all of you.
Yeah, it would be so fun to watch. Like, you know, just like.
And it doesn't have to be structured. Yes, it doesn't have to be structured. We just play maps. We just watch you play and run through 250 hardpoints. You know,
but hear me out.
No search and destroys, no controls, just hardpoints.
Chad, it would be PJ, but PJ's not going to be at stage 5. It's got to be people that are at stage 5.
Oh, what the so much like I feel like a lot of esports are doing that recently, like especially CS, like how like the teams, like obviously not the teams that are contending, but like the teams that are losing, like they get eliminated. They like have like a fun show match where like maybe get some creators in there involved as well, you know, have some fun, you know, get some, you know. I feel like something like that would be awesome. Maybe like, you know, a little boxing fight, combo boxing fight, like what you got in your background verdict, the club,
the club.
You know, something fun, you know.
Exactly.
I feel like it shouldn't be
the vibes.
I know everybody's there for business, but like I feel like for entertainment purposes, this is all entertainment, all for fun stuff for the viewers.
Well, see, like for an ecosystem to thrive, there's got to be something that entices people to. This is stuff that's interesting. Like this is stuff that people want to see.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's been a missed opportunity last year, and it's understandable because it's the first. I think we need to evolve, though. I think we need to have something inclusive and something that also I think would be great for the players because y'all said it. It's like 3 days of cramming your minds in the most exhausting, you know, mentally draining, you know, times to just like let loose, right?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get out there because I just had that in my mind and if ESL's watching, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, I was just curious on like if you're gonna pick like let's say just 10 players off the top of your head, and you were to put them in a 5v5, who would you put up against? Like, what would y'all want to see?
That's the dream team. That's
not
the
us to call. That's
right
the viewers to call. They could do a poll. They could do so many other things.
Well, that's why I'm asking y'all's
voting.
opinion. Because you guys are also the viewers. You guys aren't players.
Yeah,
what would y'all like to see?
Ultimate 5v5 dream team? Is this what we're asking?
Yeah. Ultimate 5v5 dream team.
Oh, my brain is too much, bro. That's too
Lucas
much,
on this side, Tech on this side, Anzai on this side.
Wait, hear me. Best Eastern team versus best Western team, all-star team.
Ooh,
like Bobby, make a go.
East versus West all-stars.
Yeah, East versus West, like
that would be
that's
like an idea right there. That's money.
Steph with the 47 Raiders, I appreciate it. Can we get some Raid Hub in chat?
All-star.
East versus West all-stars. So we still get Tech.
Dude, that would be fun, bro. That would be fun to watch. I would pay $20 for that.
Who are SMGs? Solo.
Yeah.
And
but like we don't have to think about that though. It's like just to like get that out there, you know?
No, I just do it. Who's our last SMG?
What's your team again?
Tech, Lucasen, Swiwa, Solo,
Marshy.
Marshy?
I
no,
think
there's gotta be a sniper. Oh no, Lucasen could snipe, right?
Lucas and Tech both snipe. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There you go.
People just forget I'm a backup sniper. I don't get it.
Whoa.
No.
Europe is west too, right?
I feel like me tech.
Whoa. Europe is west, right?
Yeah, Europe is west.
Yes.
How do we not go with Marvel then?
Because we have Tech and Lucas in.
Yeah, Tech and Lucas.
That's 2 ARs.
Well, Tech doesn't have to snipe.
But we have 2 ARs.
We can go with a heavy. Lucasen can run an SMG.
I think it's got to be. I think Solo and Marshy SMG duo would be really good versus East. Solo and Marshy is a good sub duo.
If you don't have Marvel as a sniper in a Western All-Star game, big miss.
Yeah, but does his sniper does it convict versus his like respawn?
All right, fine. Put Lucas in on an SMG. He'll be okay.
There we go. Perfect.
That's fine.
All right, I won one.
Just put him on a brow and he'll play it like an SMG. He'll be fine.
There you go.
All right, for East, we've got Anzai. Sun. Yeah, Sun.
Oling.
Wait, we already have 3 Chinese players. We gotta make. All right, is this stage 5 players or is this like?
Stage 5. People that are going to stage 5, yeah.
Dang.
I don't know. I throw anybody for Garena in there. Reef maybe.
What about FTX?
Wow, is that really how we feel?
FTX is good. FTX is super inconsistent. He's crazy.
I couldn't think of anybody.
Shut up. Okay, shut up. Yeah, maybe shut up.
Okay.
I'll throw shut up in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So who do we have?
Yeah,
Zai,
but this
Sun, Uling, shut up. Who's the 5th?
Put India in there, bro.
I have one guy spamming Trunks over and over again.
Put my boy Trunks or Learn in there, bro. Easy. You know?
Let's go.
You know, gotta get some India in there
I'm
too.
down for Trunks.
Yeah, get Trunks in there, you know? I feel like that I feel like it doesn't have to be like a sweaty game. It has to be like just a fun overall, just a fun game. I would pay to watch that. Like no cap. Like just to hear their comms just struggling to give comms. Or no, not really because it's easy.
I'm not giving comms.
I mean, y'all can talk shit back and forth, right?
Yeah, y'all can.
Well, that'd be more fun.
There you go. That's the comms. That's what we want to hear.
Jesus.
But that would be awesome though.
Dolaki. Give me Dolaki as the last one.
Okay.
All right.
That's fair.
There we
go. Like that would be a fun game to watch. You know?
All right. There's our teams. COD Mobile will make it happen. ESL, whoever. I don't know.
Just give us a budget. We'll make it work.
I mean, even if we don't, even if that's not possible though, even if that's not possible, we could still.
No,
little me. It's like, what the hell are we laughing at?
He doesn't even.
Even if ESL doesn't do it, I think we could do it. I think
we can make it happen. I might have a sponsor in mind.
I think we might.
We're way past. We're way past due. Is it? What time is it?
Call up Ultra.
I don't know. 12:16.
Text on demon time.
I gotta go to sleep. This is way past time.
Well, I mean, what? CDFI starts in an hour.
All right, bro.
I'm not watching. You're gonna pull it all night.
Not watching.
Yeah. Like I said, you're on demon time, my guy.
I actually have a decent sleep schedule where I go to bed at 1.
What the?
No, you were literally just up the other night at 1 a.m. just starting your stream, bro.
Well,
what are you talking about?
That's for CDFI. That ruined my sleep schedule, but I'm able to get it back with some melatonin.
Good sleep schedule.
I have a good sleep schedule.
Okay.
Outside of
CDFI, melatonin hits hard. I got it.
At 1 o'clock, I'm usually out.
COD is life, bro.
Yo, this is the first time I drink caffeine, and I think I messed up.
Less than a month away, bro.
Yo, off subject. Tech literally got me to drink a Red Bull one night just to get the Crimson
this is not good, bro.
I haven't had a Red Bull in like 10 years, bro.
I'm feeling so energetic right now. I'm feeling so shaky right now. I'm like, I just want to jump up and down right now.
I'm drinking it casual, bro.
Oh, god damn, bro. This is the first time. Like, the Sour Patch Kid, no sugar ghost.
Someone check on Little B. He's gonna pass. He's gonna get knocked out.
Bro, it's not looking too good right now.
Like shaking in your bed.
All right, so we done, boys, right? I'm gonna go sleep.
I'm old. I gotta wrap up the stream. Thank you guys for watching.
GG's.
Hope you enjoyed. The Spawn will not be back next week as that is Thanksgiving, and I will be deep in a food coma. But we will be back the week after. to cover everything CDFI, because I think CDFI actually ends the weekend after Thanksgiving anyway. Nope, I will not be back for that either because I have the Ground War Invitational.
Noman with the donation.
Noman
with
the $50.
Yo, No Man's the freaking goat, bro.
All right, have some CC
Noman, bro.
and some esports players. Ooh, but we get obliterated.
No,
I like the idea.
What you mean, bro? What you mean, bro? We gotta bring in orange. We gotta bring in like the orange. The God Squad back, dude. The old God Squad, you know.
Old tribe roster.
What do you think a CC is?
Oh, dude, yeah. Bring in the 2020 like X-Set roster versus the new, like, you know.
No, man, I'm
like,
sorry,
cool
Lobi doesn't.
Bring back some of my boy Moralto.
$50. I appreciate it.
That's enough.
All right. All right, we're gonna wrap.
Blast, guys.
Yeah, this is a good episode. I don't know when we're gonna be back because November and December are gonna be chaotic, but we will have the spawn at some point regarding Stage 5 and everything that's happening. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the spawn on Twitter, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.